right. So what brings you in to see me today?
So I just went away to college, and I just had a really hard time getting used to that. As far as like being away from my family and trying to pick a major and trying to like acclimate to all the changes. So it's just been kind of difficult for me.
Okay. It sounds like you've been a little overwhelmed lately. Does that sound right?
Yes. So it's just a lot at once, like not living with my parents, not having them like offer to do things for me. Not that they did everything for me, but just having them there.
Okay.
And so I don't have that anymore. I don't have like my friends anymore. So I kind of went to college at a different place than all of my friends from high school. So I'm kind of starting over in that. And that just on top of like the actual school aspect.
Yeah.
And like trying to figure out what classes to take and scheduling myself, because in high school like everything's planned out for you, but
Yeah.
in this like it's my responsibility to do that, so it's very different.
So you're feeling a little lost because just all of these changes.
Yes.
At once.
Yes. It's like completely different than what I'm used to, and there's no like consistency, I guess.
Okay.
Which is what I had at home.
Yeah.
Because I had someone planning things for me.
So you had like a set schedule, you knew that your friends would come over on Friday night, stuff like that.
Yeah, and so now I just like stumble around every day not knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah, the unknown can be kind of scary.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Even like as far as like my career future, I don't know what that's going to be like. That freaks me out. I don't like, am I going to find friends here? I don't know.
Yeah.
So all that's kind of scary.
Okay. Well, so has this been going on since you moved away, or has it been going on longer than that?
Yeah, I would say like 2 months or so. Because I moved up here in August, so it really hit me the first week of school, I would say.
Okay.
Just like going to class and realizing, oh shoot.
Yeah.
I have to do all this.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's probably about 2 months, I would say.
I would definitely commend you for making such a huge leap. I mean, there are a lot of people that stay in the same town and they go to community college, but you just went right into it.
Jumped head
That
first.
shows. I mean, it shows you have that independence. So that's really commendable. So, so when you do get upset, like what happens?
I just kind of freeze.
Okay.
So instead of like taking the steps I need to get things done, I just like freak out and like I can't make up in my mind how to move forward, because I just let my thoughts get too much for me, I guess.
Okay. So is it like a panic attack or?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because I'm not like, it's not an outward freak out, if that makes sense. I kind of like keep it all inside.
Okay.
And so people will be like, what's wrong with you? But I can't
talk about
verbalize it.
Okay.
What's going on, because there's so much happening.
So it sounds like you internalize it and you don't let anyone know.
Yes.
Okay.
Like my parents have been like, how's college? Are you doing good? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's great. Because I don't know how to tell them.
Yeah. Do you think maybe you feel like you'd be a disappointment if you weren't doing well? Or?
A little bit. And I don't want them to worry either.
Yeah.
Because parents are really good at that. So,
yes, they are.
So I don't want them to worry, and I don't want to burden them, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that I chose, and I'm not going to give up on it because it's difficult, but it's still difficult. So.
Yeah, that's understandable. You don't want to put a burden on them, and stress yourself and them out.
Right.
When you do have these freeze attacks, how long do they last?
I would say like an hour sometimes longer. It just, I guess it kind of depends. So when I first started school, like that first week, I like couldn't do anything.
Okay.
Like my mind was just going. So it was like a constant reel of worry in my mind, I guess. So now I would say they last about an hour.
Okay, so what you're saying is at the beginning, it was very overwhelming. You couldn't function or anything like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now, it's kind of like in 1 hour increments. It may happen like numerous times a day, but
okay,
it's usually
okay,
condensed to 1 hour.
So it has lessened a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but still a problem
Yeah.
with functioning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me more about your family. Like, how's your relationship with them?
Okay, so my parents are still married. They've been married for about 30 years. I have one brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's younger than me. He's 16. And I'm close with my parents.
Okay.
Not so much to my brother, just because, siblings.
Siblings, yeah.
And he's younger, so I mean, it's just kind of difficult. And we were in high school at the same time, so that was just a cluster. But I mean, I'm close to my family. Like, they're supportive. Of course, like I said, they'll call me and be like, "How are you?" But I don't know if I feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable talking about uncomfortable things with them.
Gotcha. Okay, so you don't like to tell them, like, personal things.
Like, not struggles. Like, we can, like, talk about all the great things, but, like, the negative things, I don't.
When you were younger, were you able to tell your parents when bad things happened at school?
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I wouldn't initiate it.
Okay.
So either, like, the teacher would tell them, or they would already know in some way.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be, like, me bringing it up, like, "Hey, Mom and Dad, this so-and-so happened."
Okay.
So it may just be, like, I have a problem initiating that. I don't.
Okay. So it sounds like, you're not going to say anything if they don't say anything.
Right. Yes. I'm not going to bring it up. But if they bring it up, then I may, like, skim over it.
Okay. It's just give them the needed details.
Right. And kind of, like, downplay what's happening.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because it's my own thing, so.
Well, tell me about when you were younger, did they do everything for you, or did they,
Yeah.
It happens.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So, like, they would empower me to do things myself, I guess. But it would always be like, "I'm right here if you need me."
Yeah.
So they kind of like,
net.
they created a crutch, which, I mean, that was great at the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still great, but I don't.
So it sounds like you missed that safety net.
Yes. Like any kind of
net.
Yes. Because right now I'm just like, I'm floating out, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they've always been a constant in my life, so that's nice to have that and still have it, but like at the same time, I don't want to need it.
Yeah. That must be so overwhelming, just being out, like, floating, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very different than what I've been used to, so it's like a completely new thing, and I don't know what to do about it.
I definitely understand that. So let's talk about your college life.
Okay.
When you have these freeze things happen to you, do you cope in any way?
No.
Okay.
I cry usually, and just like kind of spiral.
Okay.
And then I'll get to a point where I'm like, okay, you can't do this anymore. Like, you have this, and this to do.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get that done. Get at least one thing done, and then you can cry later. Freak out later.
So, any alcohol usage or drug usage?
I would say who doesn't drink, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm having a particularly hard day where, like, I can't stop the freak out in my mind, I may, like, drink a little bit.
Okay. Can you define a little bit for me?
Like a few mixed drinks.
Okay.
Like a handful.
Do you find yourself getting drunk? Yes.
Sometimes. Like I said, it depends on the day. Depends on how bad it is. Like, if I just can't deal with it, then
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's have some drinks.
Okay.
And so that kind of like knows what's going on.
Okay, now when you say you get drunk occasionally, how much is occasionally?
Like it. I was gonna say like every other week, but that wouldn't be accurate. Probably like 3 times. No, 6 times a month.
Okay, so 6 times a month.
Yeah.
So just, you probably like what, 1 to 2 times a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sprinkled.
Yeah. Do you find yourself getting blackout drunk?
No.
Okay.
No, kind of like almost there. Just
Okay.
enough to where, like, I can go to bed and not
Okay.
have to worry about it.
So you don't feel like this is an issue?
No.
Okay.
I mean, probably more so in the beginning of school when my freakouts were a lot worse.
Okay.
Then maybe it would have been. But now it's just kind of declining as they get shorter.
Okay. So as your frequency of freeze things happen, your drinking has diminished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did want to ask you, do you know if there's any medical issues that you have?
I do have asthma.
Okay.
But that's really it.
Yeah.
That I mean, it's not like a super pressing issue for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, that definitely doesn't help when I'm freaking out and like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you start to freak yourself out, and then your breathing gets shallow, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to have an asthma attack.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's another reason why I've been like, okay, you gotta like chill out. You gotta move on because you're gonna have an asthma attack.
That must be really scary.
Yeah. Because I can like feel my lungs being like.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with that on top of.
Yeah.
Like, what's already going on mentally. I don't want to deal with, like, physical things, too. So I'm just like, we gotta quit.
And it sounds like, it'd be upsetting because you're worried about not having a safety net anymore. Mm-hmm. And then you're worried about, oh, gosh, I'm going to have an asthma attack and my parents aren't here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, who's going to comfort me? Who's going to be sure I'm okay after this? And so,
yeah.
So I've tried to stop before I get to the asthma attack portion.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
You do have your emergency inhaler.
Yeah, I do have my emergency inhaler.
So, all right. Well, we'll definitely, we want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's one of our things. We don't want you to have an asthma attack, have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be a good start.
So, what are you wanting, if you choose me as your counselor, what are you wanting to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 months?
I guess kind of work on prioritizing, I guess. And instead of, like, freaking out, actually taking the steps to, like, create a plan.
Okay.
So that I can have some structure, because right now I'm, like I said, just floating. So I need some type of, like, when this happens, we've got to move forward, so we need to do this.
Yeah.
So just, like, some way of coping instead of freaking out, I guess, and freezing up. Like, I need to actually take some steps to moving forward.
Okay, so you're wanting to stop this whole freeze business and be able to actually, when a situation comes up, not freeze and actually be able to move on with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just kind of be comfortable with the unknown.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if anyone ever really is, but, just being in a new place and not feeling at home there is difficult for me. So I just want to, like, this obviously isn't going to be the first time that I'm not going to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I just want to, like, find comfort in that instead of freaking out.
So you want to be more comfortable with change.
Yes.
Okay. To be able to embrace all this newness and independence.
Yes.
Okay.
Which may be a difficult feat, but we'll try.
Oh, no. It definitely can be a hard road, but we'll get you there. So we've talked about the fact that, you've had a hard time coming from home, going to college, how you've had your freeze attacks, and how they're kind of debilitating for an hour, and how we're actually wanting to really go past that.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and we'll set up some goals, and we'll see how we can like lower that for you. So if you could for me from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, oh my gosh, I'm really stressed out about these freeze attacks, and 1 being, oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Where are you on that scale?
Like a 7.
Okay, so you're 7. Okay. What would you like to be in 2 to 3 months?
Like a 3. I feel
Okay.
like an occasional, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I feel like that's normal.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
not to, like, have those numerous times a week. So
Yeah.
if we could, like, just bring it down
Okay.
to a manageable amount of freak out, that's fine.
Okay.
So I would say, like, a 3 would be okay.
Okay, so we're wanting to move from a 7 to a 3 on the scale.
Yep.
Okay. So how we're going to do that is we're going to do cognitive behavioral therapy. So whenever you have those woo thoughts and you start freaking out, it'll help you exchange those thoughts for more positive ones so that way you can overcome it.
Okay.
So does that sound good?
Yeah.
So our goal is to lower you from 7 to 3. And then also we want to reduce the amount of freeze incidents that you have by about 50% in 2 to 3 months, okay?
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad you came in. So I'll see you next week.
Okay, perfect.